This is it. This is it. Push it on the fitness.
Hi guys, my name is Amir Khillah. I'm a member here at Amirs Background since January. I'm a retired mixed martial arts fighter, currently in law. So my first passion was martial arts. I was introduced to the world of martial arts in Cairo, Egypt, where my father was a principal of a Christian boarding academy. One of the students from exchange student from Sudan was a black belt in karate, and they would practice on the soccer field at night. And I tagged along and finally convinced them to let the principals get joined. And since then, wherever we traveled, my folks worked for the Seventh-day Adventist Church, so we never really spent more than a couple of years in the same country. But the one constant that was kind of my North Star wherever we went was martial arts. So I found a place to train in whatever country we were in, and that was what gave me consistency and sense of normalcy in strange lanes. So from training on a soccer field in Egypt to settling in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and transitioning to Taekwondo, there was a really exciting time in the early or late 90s where we were told that Taekwondo is going to become a full medal sport at the Olympics, and that became my fixation, and started training for the Olympic Games. In 1999, Congressman Upton got me my U.S. citizenship so I could compete at the Olympic trials. I did not make the 2000 Olympics, and I stuck with it though and ended up making the University Olympics, the Universiad, which is also run by the International Olympic Committee. But all athletes in the games are full-time college students, so I stuck with going to school just so I could qualify for that, and ended up with a couple of things. One is a collegiate national championship title in 2004, and a master's degree in human performance and kinesiology from Western Michigan University. I did represent the United States in Daegu, South Korea at the University Olympics. Lost to Greece by 1 point. I'm not bitter at all. But it was a great experience. There was nothing like it, from the opening ceremonies to the athlete village to mingling with athletes from all over the world. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I'm very grateful for, and was very happy to have experienced. After that, in the early 2000s, something called mixed martial arts started becoming all the craze. And since I was a fairly decent striker, got recruited by a group that was training mixed martial arts out of the garage to be one of their striking guys. Long story, but the guy ended up being a serial killer. So needless to say, I left that team and joined Matt Hughes' team, the Hit Squad. And from there, I was lucky, fortunate, and grateful to make it all the way up to the big show. The Ultimate Fighter for the UFC, and Bellator is where I ended my career. My last fight being in 2013 against a very tough opponent, Josh Schultz. It was great being able to fight Michigan for one of the first times in my career, and also being my last fight. So 2001 was a pivotal year for myself. Not having the resources in the Kalamazoo area to compete at a high level for Olympic Taekwondo or mixed martial arts, I actually, at the age of 21, jumped into being a business owner and started a martial arts school called Lightning Kicks, which is still in business today, 23 years later. 2001 was also September 11, 2001 was a big terrorist attack on our nation, and that's when I started transitioning also from being a business owner, a fighter, to law enforcement. So at that point, I started in private and government contracting work, as well as becoming a special deputy for the sheriff's office here, which eventually led me to a full-time career in law enforcement after one of my training partners and a good friend was killed in the line of duty here in Kalamazoo in 2001, April April 18, 2011, Eric Zapata was shot and killed on Pace Park. So after that, a few years later, I decided to go full-time in law enforcement. My body was getting a little too old to fight professionally. 2013, I retired from fighting professionally, and 2015, I became a full-time law enforcement official. So one of the people that got me to the collegiate title in 2014 U.S. National Collegiate Champion was Bruce McKay. Coach McKay has been my collegiate coach since I was in college, and obviously still today he coaches me for the tactical games. One of his biggest things is the why. If you understand why you do the things that you do, your motivation, well, actually you don't need motivation. You're going to have the discipline to do what you need to do, regardless of how you're feeling that day. My why is very special to me. The reason I do the crazy workouts here at Gnarly and the tactical games, I compete at the tactical games. I'm not looking to medal or relive my glory days and become a champion again. For me, it all stems from responding to an active shooter at a high school and not ever wanting to feel the way I did that day on the drive. Going from a high rate of speed from my jurisdiction to the jurisdiction where there was a supposed active shooter with multiple children down. I never wanted to feel that way again. I was shocked by how my body responded to that level of stress, the carotids, the blood pressure, the breathing pattern. And all I was doing was driving at a high rate of speed to get where I needed to go. So never had to make it to the school, never had to make entry, but just feeling the way I did on the drive, I promised myself that I would do everything in my power to never feel that way again. And for me, that why is vital. If I'm going to be entrusted to protect people's children, which is the most valuable asset that we have as a society, I'm going to do everything in my power to be prepared for that. And that includes for me emotional health, physical health, and spiritual health. And Gnarly addresses the majority of those four. So as a law enforcement officer, unfortunately, we as a profession do not get the training that we need for the circumstances that society places us in. We are placed in scenarios where we have to make split-second decisions where people's lives are literally on the line. Whether it's school kids, students, suspects, fellow officers, or even ourselves. As a profession, we have nowhere near the training that we need to be able to execute at a level that society would expect. So a lot of proactive officers take it upon themselves to go out and seek that level of discomfort and training and pushing yourself past your limits. The way I found that I could do that for myself is competing in something called the tactical games. I'm not trying to be the champion of the tactical games or necessarily even podium or medal. I'm looking to beat the level of my proficiency where I was yesterday. So if I have the mindset of improving 1% each day, or the Kaizen, in Japanese call it Kaizen, it's a mindset where daily consistent improvement, that's what I look for. And everybody thinks they could shoot, everybody thinks they could fight, but you start adding cognitive stacking, physical, emotional stress on top of that, and you'd be shocked how quickly your proficiency and competency in those areas can go out the window. And that's what I found tactical games does for me. It places me under some pseudo stress, whether it's a clock or people watching or being judged or watched by referees. That stress is not quite the same as a real life critical incident, but pretty close to it. And the more I could expose myself and develop some stress inoculation by working under or in those circumstances, the better I hope that my performance will be in real world application. So this is the third year that I've competed at the tactical games. I've done 3 regional events and 2 or 3 skirmishes, and it's just a great way for me to stress test my mind, my body, as well as my equipment and my gear. All right, so we are all unique and we're all different. This is just what works for me. In no way is it diet advice or training advice, but this is what seems to be the optimal routine for me. I need to get my workout in first thing in the morning. I need to be on the road in uniform at 0700. So my first workout of the day is 5:30 a.m. CrossFit at Gnarly. That is Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. And then my sixth workout, or the sixth day, is Saturdays at 9 a.m. here at Gnarly. The evening workout is more mobility training and technical training. So dry fire, stretching, a little bit of band work, and some eye training for the eye muscles for target acquisition. So earlier this year, I was fortunate enough to become inducted into or part of Sheepdog Impact Assistance Program, and the website is sheepdogIA.com. It's a phenomenal program for military and first responders to teach you how to struggle well. We all have struggles, we all face challenges. The key is to learn how to struggle well. And the whole model is based on post-traumatic growth, not post-traumatic stress. Post-traumatic growth is a concept to where with post-traumatic stress, the best you can hope for is to get back to baseline. Post-traumatic growth is a theory that says because of your previous struggles, you could actually become a better person and contribute more to society and your fellow man and woman because of the experiences that you've had. So I would highly recommend military law enforcement, people that are struggling and not struggling well. There's a lot of things that we do to cope. We self-medicate. We involve ourselves in addictive behaviors such as retail therapy or intimate relationships that are not good for us. So this is a way to teach you how to struggle well and deal with those struggles in a healthy way that's going to help you become better and in turn help you help other people. So check out Sheepdog Impact Assistance, and it's a phenomenal program. It's changed my life. So thanks for checking out Gnarly's channel. It was great getting to spend some time with you. If you have any questions or if I could help in any way, I do teach the defensive tactics, self-defense, as well as knife fighting and firearms training for civilians and law enforcement. Please reach out. I'll be happy to help. You can reach me on Instagram at Amir Khillah, and we'll put that somewhere on the screen here, and or guardianludis.com.